Welcome back to JoyTube. Today, we are delving into an ancient tale filled with betrayal, resilience, loyalty, and the search for justice. This story follows Joseph, the favored son of Jacob, who finds himself at the center of a series of twists and turns that take him from his home in Canaan to the bustling land of Egypt. Along the way, we'll also uncover the complex family dynamics of his brother Judah, whose life takes unexpected paths. This is the incredible story of Joseph and Judah, as told in the book of Jasher. Our focus today is on Joseph, sold into slavery by his own brothers. The Ishmaelites who bought him continued their journey to Egypt. Along the way, they encounter the Midianites, descendants of Abraham, who, captivated by Joseph's striking appearance, decide to buy him for 20 silver coins. The Midianites then set their sights on selling Joseph in Egypt, hoping to gain a profit. As they approach the gates of Egypt, the Midianites hear that Potiphar, a high-ranking official in Pharaoh's court, is searching for a trustworthy servant to oversee his household. Sensing an opportunity, they bring Joseph to Potiphar and present him as a potential servant. Impressed by Joseph's intelligence and demeanor, Potiphar agrees to buy him, and thus begins Joseph's life in Egypt. Once in Potiphar's household, Joseph quickly earns his master's trust. He is placed in charge of everything in Potiphar's home, handling all affairs with such skill and integrity that Potiphar leaves everything under his care. Joseph's diligence brings blessings to Potiphar's house, making Joseph invaluable. But Joseph's handsome appearance and charismatic nature also attract the attention of Potiphar's wife, Zelicah. Her admiration for him grows into an intense infatuation. Day by day, she tries to seduce him, but Joseph remains steadfast in his loyalty to Potiphar and his commitment to God. Unable to control her obsession, Zelicah approaches Joseph, showering him with compliments. She praises his beauty, his voice, and his wisdom, begging him to give in to her desires. Joseph responds each time by reaffirming his loyalty to Potiphar and his devotion to God, refusing her advances without even looking her in the eye. Desperate, Zelicah falls ill, her lovesickness affecting her physically and emotionally. Word of her illness spreads, and women from all over Egypt visit her, concerned for her well-being. During one of these visits, Zelicah decides to reveal her secret. She instructs her servants to bring Joseph before the women, dressed in fine garments. As Joseph enters the room, the women are struck by his beauty and charm, so much so that they accidentally cut themselves while peeling fruit. Zelicah sees their reaction and tells them, "If a mere glimpse of him has affected you so strongly, imagine what I feel, seeing him every day." The women sympathize, suggesting she find a way to make Joseph listen to her. Zelicah tries once more, but Joseph remains unmoved, dedicated to his faith and his duties. Zelicah, now at her breaking point, decides to take matters into her own hands. One day, while Joseph is alone in the house, she corners him, grabbing his garment and begging him to lie with her. Joseph resists and manages to escape, leaving his garment in her hand as he flees. Humiliated and furious, Zelicah screams, claiming Joseph tried to assault her. When Potiphar returns, Zelicah presents the torn garment as evidence. Heartbroken and ashamed, Potiphar orders that Joseph be beaten. But as Joseph is being punished, a miraculous event occurs. A young child in Potiphar's household, still an infant, begins to speak, exposing Zelicah's lies and defending Joseph's innocence. Potiphar, now embarrassed, orders Joseph to be imprisoned rather than killed, realizing there may be more to the story than he first believed. Joseph is taken to prison, where he remains for 12 long years, his faith unshaken. Meanwhile, back in Canaan, Judah, one of Joseph's older brothers, is facing his own family challenges. Judah's son, marries Tamar, but due to his wickedness, dies young. Judah instructs his next son, Onan, to marry Tamar and fulfill his family duty, but Onan too meets a similar fate due to his sins. Judah, now fearful that Tamar is somehow cursed, delays giving her to his youngest son, Shiloh, leaving Tamar in a state of uncertainty and grief. Time passes, and Tamar realizes that Judah has no intention of fulfilling his promise. Determined to secure her place in Judah's family, she devises a bold plan. Disguised and veiled, she meets Judah along a roadside on his way to a sheep shearing festival. Judah, not recognizing her, is captivated and unknowingly fathers twins with Tamar. Months later, Tamar reveals the truth, and Judah acknowledges his failure to uphold his promise, accepting responsibility. Tamar gives birth to twins, Perez and Sarah, securing her family legacy and setting the stage for future generations. Back in Egypt, Joseph's faith continues to be tested. Even in prison, he attracts the attention of Zelekah, who now visits him daily, still attempting to seduce him. But Joseph holds firm, even as Zelekah's threats grow darker. During Joseph's imprisonment, he finds favor with the guards and is put in charge of other prisoners, his integrity and faith making him stand out even in the darkest of places. Meanwhile, back in Canaan, Jacob and his sons mourn Joseph's loss, believing he has been devoured by a wild beast. Jacob, devastated, refuses to be comforted, his grief deepening every day. Despite the guilt that weighs on his brothers, they keep the truth of their actions hidden from Jacob. This story of Joseph and Judah is a testament to resilience, faith, and redemption. While Joseph's integrity brings him countless hardships, it also shapes his destiny, setting him on a path that will eventually lead to Egypt's highest ranks. Judah's family trials, meanwhile, remind us of the complexities of duty, family, and justice. Stay tuned as we continue to explore ancient stories that reveal timeless lessons about human nature, faith, and perseverance. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to JoyTube. Until next time, stay tuned.